Kia ora. This is a Wild Magic Tavern podcast.
Welcome to
Fury of the Small!
A skyship is torn by fire.
Oh my god!
We're not his only enemy.
I'm going to get you all to roll initiative. And you may also turn over your maps. These are a little more elaborate than the last one, so we're going to have to talk them through.
This is so exciting.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone's here.
Dragon.
21.
21
Look at it go.
for Smiggly. Fly?
I think after seeing the one-eared goblin, I am 4.
Whoa. Are you like stunned?
I'm shook. Still and shook.
Forever.
Skree.
Forever. 11.
And Mr. Scritches.
16.
Okay. You are placed here. I'm going to say that you, Smiggly, are in the heart of the crowd, the centermost hex. I'm going to say that Sly, you are in the hex marked with burning debris. We're going to get there. And I'm going to say, Scritches, you are in the hex marked Royal Guards.
And I'm in the Summer Palace.
And you are in the Summer Palace, yes.
Okay.
And so each hex will call 30 feet.
Great.
Even though it's not really. But for the purposes of this, your movement can move you 1 hex.
Okay.
Okay. Placed as you are, green fire burns through the envelope of the airship, which itself explodes into oranges. Through the fireball, a dragon with wings wide curls through the air, yellow-green, sulfurous, and you can smell that the breath of this dragon is flame and poison all in one.
Yuck.
The airship descends, burning down, crashing into one of the stalls right behind you, Sly. You and dozens of others are blown to the ground by the force of the explosion that comes afterward. The pageant stage is reduced to matchsticks. The tents start to burn. The crowd falls into chaos. Inside all of this madness, 4 figures stand stunned. And that thought that crossed your head, Sly, we are not his only enemies, is upon you. In the chaos, Smiggly, you look up. You see the top stair. The horror in the eyes of Sir Norbert, Princess Mercy, the king, looking around at their wondrous day burning around them. And then your sight of them is lost in fire and ash as the second dragon, this one emerald, shining, strikes down, engulfing the entire royal party in its breath weapon. This is where we're going to start with initiative. Smiggly, you are standing in a crowd that has, like you, not yet truly begun to panic. What do you do?
I just immediately, I'm going to start running towards the palace stairs for safety, but also, even for all our differences, in these moments, my mind immediately goes to Skree. So I'm just going to start sprinting, just running as much as I can towards the palace.
As you run forward, a guard immediately makes an opportunity attack against you as you pass.
What?
I roll a d8 every time you move through this crowd, and
Okay.
something will always happen now,
Great. So you make an attack on me,
which is a 7 plus a 7, which is a 14.
and that doesn't hit me anymore.
A guard with a spear strikes out. You can tell that this guard is standing sentinel. If you are hit by one of these guards, you are stopped. But
Right.
you duck under the haft of the swinging blade and begin to hit your feet against the marble of the palace steps. The smoke is all around you, and it is foul to breathe. But the worst of the fire has burned away. As it clears, you see 3 priests lying on the ground. A knight with cape burned away, ringlets seared and burned, holding his bride in light as he tries to heal. But no magic can reach this particular death.
Oh.
As she turns to ash in his hands.
Oh, that's rough.
Much like a disintegrate spell, the breaths of these dragons will take you past the point of any death save.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Awesome. Should we just meet back at the hotel?
I think the dragons have it. Sometimes you just got to admit when something more powerful comes along, you know?
Smiggly, you have your action and your bonus action available to you. What do you choose to do?
It feels incredibly cruel, but my panic is that Norbert's going to run away. So I'm going to cast Mold Earth. This is one action. I choose a portion of dirt or stone that I can see, and I just want to make it uneven ground.
Oh, amazing. So, like, under his feet, I think, like, for you, you struggle, the faraway look bleeds drop by drop from your eyes, you crush your hands, and as you do so, the marble underneath Norbert's feet breaks as he goes to stand, like the ashes of his wife still in his palms, and he goes to stand and he slips a little, like one foot, like, sort of stuck.
Awful. That's
Shame.
so awful.
Shame, guy.
Idiot.
Your dead wife.
And then, so I've used my movement. I'm just trying to get to Skree as much as possible.
Amazing. So you can bonus action dash. So if you want to, you can run past Norbert up toward the Royal Palace.
I'll do that.
Scritches, you watch and you're like, go boy, go. And you watch as Smiggly hits the stairs, fumbles, casts a spell, and then at all speed goes to get eyes on his brother toward the crowd where the wizard and Sandor also stand.
I haven't seen them yet, though. Would I have seen them?
I think you would have.
Oh.
Everyone's seen, like, they are
Right.
standing with the royal party. So you're running toward this crowd.
Yes.
It is now the turn of the dragons.
Oh, no.
The sulfurous dragon downs a second airship. This one lists and falls into one of the civic parks, rising in fire. All around this dragon now, holy priests of the three churches send sacred flames, guiding bolts arcing up into the sky. They pierce the wings of the dragon, but it twists and rends through the air and screams out.
For our mother, you pale-skinned dogs.
Go, you dragons.
These two dragons are called Gaikin's Craw's Get, the two eggs left now in young dragon only grown. These guys are not yet at the height of their power. What they do is nearly as dangerous as what you are doing. The second dragon dives, wings flattened. Smiggly, you crest the top of the steps as the dragon crashes down beside Lord Norbert. Fangs open wide, claws close down. We're going to do some damage to Norbert now. If we hit, I'm going to ask, please, how many attacks? This dragon's going to make 3 attacks with a +7 to hit. So Ella's just had a turn, so let's go Brynley, Arlo, and Tom. Could you please each roll a d20 and add 7 to the roll?
15.
22.
11.
One of those strikes hits. The dragon's claws strike down at Sir Norbert. Ceremonial sword comes up to defend himself. He ducks and dives out of the way of the second. The jaws close in next. This dragon deals 16 points of piercing and poison damage combined to Sir Norbert, and then rears up its head and whispers down,
We come for you, Orange Man.
and that is the turn of the 2 dragons. It is now Scritch's turn.
Okay. Is there any way? I know the dragons have just taken their turn, but could Scritches kind of like been tracking the dragon as it came into land and tried to like hitch a ride on top of it?
Make a acrobatics check.
Okay. In my mind's eye, he's like trying to climb up a lamppost to jump on the back of the dragon as it's like dive-boing. That's a 23.
You have seen as the second dragon was banking in over the crowd. You look up, you scurry up the lamppost, you kick off, And after that dragon says its line of dialogue, you are upon the dragon's back between two of its spines.
Yeah,
what do you do?
I'm going to take out the 2 hand crossbows on my hips and launch 2 bolts down at Norbert.
You leap. The 2 bolts buckle. Take your shots.
That's a 10 to hit
10 to hit. Misses.
and a dirty 20 to hit.
That first one glances against that plate. Not so fancy. It's still armor. It's just not quite as good as what you're wearing.
Yeah,
Roll
cool.
for damage.
That's 6 points of damage.
Are you going to throw anything extra on top of that one?
Yes, I'm going to try and frighten it.
Go for it.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Oh, save for him.
Yeah. To beat a 16 wisdom.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah, great. He is not frightened of me, even though I thought it was pretty cool. And I an extra 3 points of damage on top with
Huge.
that crossbow bolt.
Bolt strikes into Norbert. He's still so discombobulated by what's happening. He hasn't really clocked that you're there yet, but he looks down into his side where his beautiful blue silk shirt is starting to bleed through.
I think just I'm not sure if it's a bonus action or whatever, but Scritches will just throw the hand crossbows aside, jump down off the dragon, and draw his swords.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
So good.
cool, Mr. Scritches. We're with Skree.
Can you please tell me what the situation on the palace stairs is? Who is all there? 3 dead priests.
3 like prone priests.
Prone priests, sorry.
But that's further down. So
Okay.
let's imagine that there are 2 levels. At the top, there is the retinue.
Yes.
Little flight of stairs on a dais. Norbert, the priests, the dead princess. Upper retinue is where our boy Blusterfer and Sandal
And the king?
and the king. And you watch as well, running up that stair, your brother.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Bane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull out a massive handful of poppets from my satchel on my side. I pull out Norbert. I pull out one that I've been saving for Blusterfer. I pull out.
How many targets can you get?
They have to be within 30 feet of me.
I'll say we will say for the rule of cool, you can target everyone that you've got on your side.
Great.
So you can see that each of those 3 priests are still alive. They're stirring.
Great. I can target 5 people.
You can do all 3 priests, Norbert and Blusterfer.
Whoa.
I do so.
Very nice. So I got to make saves for each of them.
Yes, charisma saving throws.
Okay. The daughter of the dame rolls a 16.
Successful.
The son of the steward rolls an 11, failure.
Failure.
And the man of the people rolls a natty 20.
Sure.
So those 3 priests, you see as your goblin magic sinks in, one of them catches this little hint of evil magic upon them and holds their holy symbol. Their fellow does likewise, and they ward against your witchy magic. But the steward is not quick enough, and your spell takes hold. So Norbert has a +8 to his charisma.
God damn it.
He rolls only a 14.
Nay. Fails.
He too
baned.
is baned.
Get baned, kid.
And Blusterfer rolls a 2 on the dice and is also baned.
I think because those, and it makes sense because those are the 2 that I have the most
strongest
full
puppets.
for.
Absolutely. I love that. Your action, you bring every ounce of ill omen that you can.
Come on.
Upon those people. Anything to do with your bonus action?
I'm also going to Misty Step. I pull the curtain around me and I emerge invisibly at the top of the stairs.
Amazing. That's one of your phase steps. You can just
yes.
step out and be invisible.
I'm invisible behind Blusterfer and one-eared goblin man.
You can smell the cologne and the shampoo in the old wizard's hair from your position. And Sandor's ear twitches just a little. We're going to come to Norbert. Norbert stands.
All my life, these monsters take from me.
He kneels down, seizes a shield from a fallen guard, takes it in his hand, looks at his ceremonial sword and throws it aside, picks up the long sword of the guard, and turns up to the dragon.
All my life, I weep for the dame. And yet, nothing ever comes up. Norbert!
And he raises his long sword high above his head and goes for the dragon's neck. I'm going to take a piece of DM license. He makes 2 attacks. He crits on both attacks. 164 points of damage. Wow. He beheads a dragon in 1. You see as the sword rises, becomes a pillar of flame in Norbert's hand, and he slices it down on the dragon's neck, searing it into. He severs the head from the dragon. 1 slash, the second slash. A pool of acid poison blood begins to drip down the white stairs.
1 down. 1
Looks at you, Scritches. Looks down at the bolt in his side. Back up at you.
All my demons in 1 day.
He squares up his shield opposite you.
What great ill have I done you, friend?
Scritches comes back to his senses and his hand tightens around his sword and he just taps it on the ground 3 times and then raises it, ready to duel.
He furrows his brows.
You are from the last one, are you, Lord?
That's right, sir. And may I add, you are no knight.
Magic washes over Sir Norbert. He uses his inspiring smite ability to heal his wounds that he had taken up until this point. He is still hurt. I will tell you, with his shield up, his AC is 18. His hit points are low, but if he hits very hard. Rising, 1, 2, 3. The priests stand and flank this duel. Their holy symbols glow. The bless spell, temporary hit points, greater healing.
Lord.
They will not fight, but they will support their champion.
Well. Seems like we've got a bit of a situation on our hands, Sandy boy. Do you see them down there? Yeah. What do you want to do?
I want to go home, sir.
Good boy.
Blue light begins to gather at the bottom of this wizard's feet.
But maybe just 1 more minute.
Blustifer casts mage armor on himself, taps the shoulder of Sandor.
I've long wanted to see what Norbert would do when he was truly up against it.
Yes, sir. Sly, your turn.
At the original sight of Sander, the tears started to flow from Sly's eyes, and then she was immediately blown to the ground by this big burst of flame. She slowly gets herself up among the ashes of the crashed airship and burning debris, and a rage like she's never felt before starts building within her, and behind her it's almost like, not quite, but like the shadow and the presence of a giant tree just shoots out of the ground. Like it's creaking.
Like a shadow
noise.
of what?
Yeah, the shadow of a big tree. And you can hear it creak as it stretches up into the sky. And all the energy of nature just pounds through her long, gangly limbs as she stands up. And then she's going to, on all fours, just take off running and trying to dodge through people, burning debris, everything to try and get to the palace stairs towards Sander.
You run. An opportunity attack is made against you by what looks like an adventurer who has come to see the ceremony. He has done a 15 to hit.
Yes, that hits me.
That is 8 points reduced to 4 as a sword cuts out at your arm. Your movement is halted by this attack. You turn, you look back, you see a young man who has clearly styled himself so closely to Sir Norbert. That for a second you're like, there's 2 of them? And he stops you. Halt, monster!
I just look him in the eyes, and with huge, long, almost like Attack on Titan kind of long swing, bone club comes out, and I just try and whap him directly across the face.
I don't have stat blocks for these guys. You rinse this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The club
Send him flying.
swings and breaks.
Yeah.
Screams and cries. What looks like a butcher comes toward you. Now see here.
Another strike.
Swings up. As their bodies fall, you hear the creak of the tree as the blood goes into its roots. Have you taken that extra little bit of healing for yourself?
Oh, yes, I will.
Roll
Thank
those
you.
2d6.
Thank
And
you.
you have no more movement unless you have a bonus action you would like to do. You can't move away from here anymore.
That's 5 points, and it's only within 10 feet of me that I can heal someone.
You can heal yourself.
Oh, I can heal myself with my extra.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great, perfect.
So ostensibly like 10 additional hit points for you.
With my bonus action, no, I think it's unless I can like disengage somehow from the crowd. Because if I'm just getting pelted by people being like, "Get her, she's kind of evil," is there any way that I can try and like take off from this group of people and try and move fast?
Am I crazy? Does your roots of the tree let you teleport now?
No, I can teleport others to me as a reaction.
Ah, that's cool.
But I have to be raging, so I had to wait their whole turn while people were doing stuff because I was not raging yet.
I've got you.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I think you just have to stand firm.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything you can do.
Okay, great. Well, in that case, the sight that you would get of me is just people upon people are coming towards me, and I'm just bone clubbing them out of the way.
Outstanding. We return to the top of initiative. Smiggly.
Right. I'm at the top of the stairs in the
Yeah.
palace. I can see everything. I
Yeah.
can see the wizard. I can see Sandor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to free yell in Goblin. We've come for you! Sandor, we've come for you! And then I'm going to turn and I think I'm within range to slingshot at one of the priests.
100% you are.
Yes. So whoever looks... I imagine they're kind of blocking my view of Norbert if they're behind him.
Yeah, we'll say that one of them is like standing like directly in your way,
Yes.
and they all look badly hurt.
Great. So I'll just go for one of the priests. That's a 6 plus 7, which makes it 13.
13 is their armor class. They're
Oh.
just wearing robes.
Oh my god, great. Okay, so I'll do that. And now it's 1d6 plus 4 for the slingshot.
Yeah, and then another 3d6 on top.
Yes. I'm going to do 3 just for attack, and
Yeah.
then I'm going to do a funky thing, try trip one.
Outstanding.
So 10, 13, and then 1d6. If the target is large or small, it must succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or have the prone condition.
You think you've done it, but actually, he's just dead. Your slingshot bolt buries itself into the back of the blue hooded figure's head, and he falls down. You're like, that was easy. But then you see as his eyes turn and the blood starts to pour from his mouth that you have killed one of the 3 priests providing magical aid to Sir Norbert.
That's my turn.
The sulfur dragon in the sky cries for the death of its kin, but as it roars, no sulfur comes from its mouth. It has not recharged its breath weapon. It dives and then careens through the crowd, crawling up to the dais, where it rears high. Once again, can I get 3d20 rolls? Add +7 to them from Brynley, Arlo, and Tom.
Mine is a hit.
Yours is a hit.
25 on mine.
That's a hit.
21.
That's 3 big hits. So, 30 points of damage to Sir Norbert. As Dragon with tooth and claw bites down against him, screaming for their fallen sibling. That is the turn of the dragons. It is now the turn of Scritches.
Okay. I think, Scritches is maintaining heavy eye contact, but then this dragon runs up the stairs and starts just mauling Norbert.
Yeah.
He kind of like sidesteps out of the way, looks for his opening, and when he sees it, just like dashes forward. And I'm going to make an attack with my short sword at advantage.
We will say that Norbert is bracing himself against a dragon's jaws as you run forward with your sword.
Cool. That is a 20-something to hit.
Hits.
I'm going to use a superiority die to do a disarming attack.
Very nice.
I'm going to try and get rid of his shield. So 6 damage plus 11 points of slashing damage.
What sort of save is he going to make?
A strength
Nice.
to be a 16. Does he have Bane?
He
Does.
does have Bane.
Do you want to roll the Bane dice?
Yes, I do. Hope
Okay,
it's big.
he's got a big +9 to this roll.
-1.
10 plus 9 minus 1, 18.
Cool. I will use Vex on the short sword to give myself advantage on the next attack and attack with my dagger. Same again, 23.
Hits.
He needs to make another strength save.
Ooh. That's only a 12.
-4.
Fails. What do you disarm?
The shield. So
How many points of damage, firstly?
Okay. 17 points of piercing damage. I think I'm not sure how Norbert is like keeping the dragon's jaws.
Imagine
away.
right arm and left arm are both bracing against the dragon's mouth in this moment.
Cool.
Wow.
I think Scritches like climbs up his body and finds like a chink in the half plate and runs his dagger down the arm that's holding the shield, cutting the leather that's attaching it to his arm.
Amazing.
And then kicking it out of the dragon's maw before leaping back.
Amazing. The shield is loose. It is just being supported by the pressure of the dragon's jaw. And I'll say that because you've cut it in that way, he can't re-equip it. It would take an action for him to re-equip it anyway.
Cool. I then want to use Nick
Yeah.
to make another weapon attack as a bonus action, but I want to throw the dagger at his face.
Amazing.
That's a 19 to hit.
Roll for damage.
That is 6 points of piercing damage as I throw a dagger at his neck.
Dagger bites in.
Who are you? Why have you come to haunt me so?
Name is Scritches of Jagged Jaw, and you killed my clan!
It is now Skree's turn. Skree, you stand behind Blusterfur and Sander.
I'm looking at Norbert's life coming crashing down, and I'm crushing his poppet in my left hand, and I just am whispering to myself in Goblin, absolutely laser beam vision beyond Blusterfur down to Norbert, and I just am whispering in Goblin, you deserve this. You deserve it all. And I'm casting Mind Spike.
Hey, very nice. Intelligence save?
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save, +4. That is an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minus...
3.
He fails.
17 points of psychic damage to the cranium.
Amazing. Is there an additional effect to a Mind Spike?
Yeah, there's a bunch, but it's not going to come into play. If
Okay.
he tries to go invisible or run away, I'll know where he is.
Amazing. Hey, anything could happen.
Yeah.
The chips are down
The chips
for
are
old
down.
Norwood. You bite into his mind. I think, Scritches, you hear this psychic message whistle past you as though it is carried by the wind. You have an incredible shot where you look up the stairs, you see Smiggly, and then behind Smiggly, in the crowd of royals, you see Skree, who has just cast that spell.
Yes!
I think I look up to the roof of the palace. I walk through the portal of the door and I disappear, and I'm teleported to the top of the roof.
You stand on the lintel of the palace looking at all
Up
of
the
the
top.
desecration
Yeah.
below.
Wow, terrifying you.
Still holding my puppet aloft.
Sir Norbert lays a hand on his chest. Lay on hands, 50 hit points back on hands. As his bonus action. As that
Nice
hand
mind
comes down,
spike.
the shield falls to the ground, and then he strikes up with the sword. The dragon rears back, and then he goes,
Sorry, my little friend. It appears our duel is being interrupted.
he is going to charge directly toward you. Does not care about the dragon.
Cool.
And he is going to attempt to smite you. The sword rises into the air, becomes a column of fire 20 feet long, and swings down at you. He has +10 to hit. That is a 16 on the dice, comes to a 26.
Hits.
He is going to deal some damage to you. 16 points of radiant damage.
Cool.
Lowest possible roll. Then an 11 points of slashing damage. The sword swings down. Half an ear taken off. The sword buries itself in the cobbles and then swings up. The second strike is only a 15.
Misses. Step out.
You hear No. The wizard turns it into a 28.
Absolute bastard.
No.
Who made this guy?
Was that a reaction?
No, it's no reaction required for
8,
that.
9,
What
10,
is it?
11, 12, 13,
Important
14,
roll.
15, 16.
He has foreseen this.
17 points of radiant damage
Yeah.
and 19 points of slashing damage.
Scritches falls to the ground.
Both ears lopped off.
No.
No ears?
No. I hate this game.
So Norbert turns back to the dragon and says to the 2 living priests,
Burn the body. I have what I need.
and he squares himself against the dragon. The priests step forward.
Is it their turn?
Yeah. Sacred flames burn over your form. 2 instances of it. These aren't melee attacks, so it's not going to be 2 death saves, but each one a separate death save taken off.
As a reaction, can I use my branches of the tree and bring one of them over to me before they begin their turn?
Is that a reaction?
Yes. So whenever a creature you can see starts its turn, while your rage is active, you can take a reaction to summon spectral branches of the world tree around it. And then it must succeed on a saving throw
Hey, it's
or be teleported
hey,
towards
I think
me.
you should do it because that's the difference between 2 death saves
Yeah.
and 1 death save for Scritches.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it can't be him, but it can
Wisdom
do
saving
that.
throw?
It is a strength saving throw.
Oh.
I turn and I see my friend is in trouble, and like from my feet under the ground, like a root traveling through, and all the cobblestones breaking as a root travels through. A small but dead, scary looking tree grabs its roots around one of the priests and attempts to like pull him.
So is it like a horror pull? Like a
Down into the into the ground.
fails with a 10 on the roll. This priest is pulled down the stairs directly to your feet, looks up at you,
Weeping Dame, protect me.
stares up into your eyes. You only fail 1 death save as the sacred flames burn away at your body.
Fuck me.
It is going to be 20 more hit points back to Norbert.
What?
Each of them provides 10 hit points at the top of each of their turns.
And how?
What?
How?
Holy and beautiful light washes from them.
Even the one that's been pulled away?
Oh, not the one that's been pulled away. Take another 10 off.
Yeah.
That's in the ground.
Get him away.
I
Instead,
love
he
that.
turns and faces a bat-eared shadow.
You don't hear what the wizard says, but you hear his mumbly little voice, Smiggly. You turn back. For an instant, you think you see your brother, but then he's gone. Wizard places a hand on the shoulder of Sander. Sander looks up to the wizard, back to you. Sander begins to mouth something to you, but the teleportation spell takes effect. The wizard is gone.
Kinda good.
We don't need fireballs being thrown around.
Sly, you look down at the priest. It's your turn.
Mash him up.
I've basically pulled him underground. He's appeared up next to me, my gnarled tree, basically holding him in front of me, much like Rhapsody White held me aloft in front. And much like before, the bone club passes across me, across my chest, and then backhands across his face.
The widest possible sweep. Make your attack roll, please.
14 to hit.
14 does hit. These guys have armor class of 13. You strike.
Yes, it's
Yes,
12,
damn.
13, 14 bludgeoning damage.
Dead.
Perfect.
You bat the head of this priest off
Yeah.
like a baseball.
Oh, like
Perfect.
a T-ball.
It flies over the crowd. And I'm going to say lands in the ceremonial merchandise wagon amidst the plates and mugs with a crash. That is one of your attacks. You see that the guard who had stopped you has moved away, fled. You now have your movement available to you.
Great. My tree branch disappears back into the earth as if a root, and I take off on all fours towards this secondary priest that I can see.
Yeah. You run up to the back of the priest who is holding up their hands in their clutched palms. A little fireball burns, and then echoing fireball is burning around Scritches. You arrive at this priest's back. You can make your attack. You've got 2 of them.
My question is, this is, sorry, off-table D&D nonsense, but because I've already attacked, I can't use a potion or anything like that now, can I?
You can use a bonus action to drink a potion.
Yeah.
Potions are now bonus actions.
But not to give a potion.
You can give a potion with a bonus action.
Ooh,
So I can still attack then?
Yeah, you could attack the priest and then get your boy out.
Then hell yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Club.
Swings. Roll to attack. All you need to beat is a 13. This last one has only 9 hit points.
14 to hit.
Hits. Roll for damage.
11 points of bludgeoning.
The other head arcs the other way and bursts through the curtain of the pageant wagon and lands in the middle of the scene of Norbert killing the goblins.
Incredible.
All of the little puppets crumbling apart. All 3 of the Triarch are dead, meaning that no bless, no goodies are being placed on our boy anymore.
As if from nowhere, as if a wind has taken by, a bunch of old, dry, dead leaves just fall in the wake of my swift motion. And I bend down to my friend. Where is he?
He's lying on the ground. You look, burned skin, 2 ears cut at strange angles.
Oh, now I have another question. It's been 5 years since I was given this potion. Do you think I
Yeah, what's
ever
the shelf life on
do you
this?
think
Do
I
they
ever
have
would use
expiration?
it or anything?
Lustifer's brews have a lifetime guarantee.
Then, yeah, for the many years of them stalling and how strong Sly is as a goblin, she never trusted a potion ever since she drank the brown liquid in the tavern that day. She leans down and she pours a healing potion into his mouth.
What's it like coming to?
I think like as Scritches felt like the hot searing pain around his head and like the familiar feeling of that radiant energy burning his body, like he's not meant to be on this plane. Like the release as he edged towards the great forest in the sky.
I think that as you open your eyes, you see these trunks stretching up infinitely, left, right, back, and forth.
Yeah, and I think like there was something about that where it was like nice not to have to fight anymore. But then he feels breath go into his body, the heat, the smell of the sulfur and the poison of the dragon, and he opens his eyes seeing Sly standing over him.
A skull.
A glass skull. Feels his weapon in his hand and uses all of his energy to pull himself to his feet.
Smiggly, you breathe again as Scritches stands, moments away from death. You look behind you, the wizard is gone. Sandor is gone. You don't know where your brother is. What do you do?
Is Norbert still there? Or is he fully distracted?
Norbert considers his fight with the goblin is done, and now it is
Time to kill the dragon.
I'm scared. Are we still going to attack Norbert? I don't know whether to run away. I think... I just want to create some protection more than anything, so I'm just going to cast Fog Cloud. You create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog. Am I allowed to create a wall?
Yeah, where do you want to make it?
I just want to put a wall between Norbert and my uncle.
Oh, whoa.
Just as much as I can. I want it to be... I don't want to make it, like, to mask anybody's visibility who's in... I don't know if this is allowed.
No, I think this is cool for rule of cool. So it's like Norbert turns his back, all this action happens behind him, and then there is just a wash of silver mist from that point, which does shield these two from whatever attacks, and you can choose to drop this at any point on anyone's turn.
Great. Well, that's what I want to do. I just want to protect for now. And for my bonus action, I'll just try and, like... Can I just look around to be like, how are we going to get out of here?
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. Just try and figure out the best way out of here.
Make an investigation check.
That's 18 plus 8.
You know that through this palace, which is currently in disarray, there are carriages and horses. You also look. There is an enchanted balloon that could take you away. There's also a dragon.
Right.
Multiple options.
Okay, that's it. That's my turn.
It is the dragon's turn. The dragon is going to roll to see if it gets its breath weapon back. And the dragon does not discriminate.
Oh, Lord.
Can't see through the fog. Can't see through the fog.
Can't see through the fog.
Yeah,
guys.
that might be a bad thing.
Jaws rise up. The roar is hoarse and flecks of bile streak from this dragon's mouth, but it has not got its breath weapon back.
Oh.
Good.
Another salvo of attacks against our boy. D20, roll it, add a +7.
Natural 19 for a 26.
Very nice.
10.
Miss.
18 plus 7, 25.
21 points of damage. Claws, teeth, tearing them.
So there's Norbert and the dragon on one side of a fog cloud. And then,
The goblins
the
on the other side of the fog cloud.
Are you with us? Smiggly?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not with you. I'm further back, I think.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
guys are in
further
the.
uphill.
I'm much more near the back of the palace.
Uh-huh.
Scritches.
Okay. I think Scritches will turn back to Smiggly. Look into his eyes. Flick them to the horse and carriage. And then try see where the light hits the fog cloud to see if he can see like a silhouette of Norbert through it.
The golden light of that smiting sword lights up. And you see backlit the form of Sir Norbert.
I think he sees the outline. He draws on all of the strength he has left. And he launches off through the cloud, holding his short sword. He kind of like reverses the grip on it. So he's going to try and like plunge it into Norbert's back to use the momentum to get higher up his body.
Attack rolls.
First attack is a 24.
Hits.
6 points of damage. Scritches will use the momentum, pull himself up on the short sword to reach around to find his dagger lodged in Sir Norbert's collarbone, and he'll try and like draw that back around. I will also use Vex to give myself advantage on this.
Go for the roll.
That's a lot, 27.
27 to hit. Roll for damage.
7 points of slashing damage. Action surge. That's a 24 to hit. 7 points of slashing damage, and then I'll make my second attack. That is only a 15 to hit.
This time you swing around and it glances off the pauldron. You sort of slip and your cheek slams against his shoulder and he turns his head to you.
This is how it is going to be, eh?
Fury of the Small on that last one.
Oh, I could use Fury of the Small.
What was it at?
15, it only needs one more.
1.
He finishes his sentence and the dagger buries in. Your Fury size also goes up by 1 size.
Okay, cool. And then can I use my second Fury of the Small
To deal damage?
to deal
And
damage?
it's a
Yeah.
D8 now.
It's a D8.
So that was 5 points of damage? And then you're going to
That
do
was
it.
6 points of damage.
Amazing.
Plus, so another 5 points of damage. Scritches kind of like flicks both of his blades up in a cross motion, kind of like cutting an X into his abdomen, uses his bonus action to second wind and try and knit some of his wounds back together.
While you heal, we're going to go up to Skree. Skree, you've watched your uncle step through the fog cloud. Don't do anything hasty, my boy. You watch as the flash of the paladin's sword sort of like casts like shadows in the fog cloud, and you hear his cries mingled with... give us some effort noises, please, Arlo. Cries of Scritches.
I can't see either of them.
You can't
No
see
line
either of
sight.
them.
I think with a lot of the people kind of cleared out, I think I feel safer coming down. I pull out my cat puppet that I've had this whole time. I press some dragonfly wings that I've found onto the back of the potato puppet. Potato branches out these incredible fairy wings and flies over top of me, and if you will allow it, I kind of leap off and grab onto Potato's tail as we sail down and fly onto the stairs.
Rule of cool, I will allow it. You descend, wings on the stoop. Next
And
to your brother?
Next to my brother. I say, we're going to get out of here soon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not leaving Uncle Scritches.
No.
Okay.
Okay. I guess then I'll drop the fog.
The fog cloud dissipates. You see Sir Norbert, who has dropped to one knee, your uncle still alive, standing atop his shoulder, daggers dripping in blood. Behind them, the dragon frames the scene. He reaches up one hand suddenly to grab at you. He's gonna make his attack roll. 21.
Hit.
31.
I'm at 1 hit point.
His hand reaches up, seizes you by the middle in front of him, and he just raises the sword and he sets it to your throat and he just is drawing it along very slowly. And he leaves you at 1 hit point, deliberately.
I think, like, as the blood's kind of like pouring out of his throat and kind of blocking his airway.
You're a monster, and you're gonna burn in whatever hell there is.
If I had a gold for every time a monster told me I was a monster, I'd be king. Which I was going to be.
Unconscious. He finishes the blow. Once again, you are bleeding out in his hand. He gets ready to underarm lob Scritches into the dragon's mouth.
This is the end of his turn.
It's now your turn, Sly.
Yes, Sly, come on, buddy.
Whatever you can.
Oh my lord. How's he looking?
Norbert is fucked up.
Okay.
If he hadn't have been healing, you would have dealt, between you and the dragon, over 190 points of damage to him.
I guess I see the closest thing I've ever had to family about to be fed to a dragon. And the way that he holds him like an animal that I've seen hunters in the forest string up on poles and hands over shoulders over the years that I've watched the hunters move through and humans decimate my little forest. I just very slowly this time, not even a run, just slowly, I'm a few meters away, but I just walk, bone club, brushing against the ground as I walk, as Norbert is distracted by this prey. And then I just, with reckless attack, I try with advantage to swing at him, and I attack him with 18.
You hit him. Roll for damage.
10 points bludgeoning damage.
Second strike.
Second strike. Oh, 9. 9 to hit.
This time, as you strike, the damaged Norbert pivots more quickly than you've seen before and deflects. Your club looks up the stairs to all of you.
Let me finish with this one, and I will get to you in time.
Smiggly, it's your turn.
Okay, I see what is happening. We have to stop it. I try again. My slingshot.
You line up the shot, looking at the back of the paladin's head.
Come on. Okay, 17.
Hits.
Great. Okay, so 12, 13, 14, 15.
15 points of damage. Tom, can you roll a d6 for me, please?
Yes. 2.
If the dragon had a breath weapon, it would have killed your uncle. Smiggly, your shot is true. Paladin, Lord Norbert Reithold, is killed. Your uncle's limp body is cast to the ground. The dragon roars, seizes the body of Sir Norbert in its mouth, breaking the armor under its teeth. The dragon turns and begins its desolation of the city. You four are left on the stairs.
I think we just unthinkingly run towards our uncle.
Yep.
It's almost like we're children again. I just grab Skree and like everything's forgotten and we're just running towards him.
The same image of when you were running from the goblin cave. Grabbing him by the arm.
After the dragon's turn would have been Scritches' turn. Make a death save.
Fail.
After Scritches' turn would be Skree's turn.
Medicine check to stabilize Uncle. 11 plus 6. I rush down and pull out some salves and just smear it hastily across his neck. Uncle, we gotta go. Smiggly, you said you had a way out.
Yeah, the balloon.
Okay, let's go. Sly, grab him.
Yeah, I with my long limbs that have grown over the last 5 years, I sling him over my shoulder almost like a werewolf with kind of like prey and begin bounding towards the balloon.
And I pull out the scroll that Scritches gave me earlier. I rip it open. I read the words off the page. An illusory dragon like smoke rises out of the pavement and is walking along, and we're kind of running along underneath its belly, and the dragon is scaring the public away as we make our run for the balloon.
As the dragon illusion merges with this arcane balloon and you step into the basket, its devices light up within. It takes a couple of pulling of levers. It ascends up into the sky as the illusion of the dragon takes off and moves with you into the sky. You rise up through the cloud cover, and you're away.
I think all the words that we haven't said I'm probably mumbling maybe along with Skree, or just like, Uncle, you look amazing, and you've been so good to us, and you've taken such good care of us, and we're so grateful to you, Uncle.
And it's not over.
No,
Hey.
it's not over.
Yeah.
Am I conscious?
No, they're just saying this over your body. And you're in the forest that reaches to the sky. You know that you are being tethered to this world still. But you see the forest. And poking their eyes around the trees, the goblins that await you there one day.
Fury of the Small was produced by the Wild Magic Tavern in partnership with the Spinoff. It was written and game mastered by Paddy Carroll, with Tom Eason as Skree, Hope-Higginson as Smiggly, Arlo Gibson as Scritches, and Brynley Stent as Sly. Series artwork is by Lars Cawley. It was produced, edited, and sound designed by Aihe Butler. Special thanks to Sam Small, Olivia Marhood, Lewis Gregory, Mad Chapman, Jen Follett, and all our nerdy mates we've played D&D with over the years. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you check out Nightcap, our special after show where Paddy and the cast pull back the curtain and talk about their experiences making Fury of the Small. You can find these as bonus episodes in the podcast feed, or see full video versions on the Wild Magic Tavern's YouTube channel. Thanks so much for listening, and we hope to have you back at the table soon.